throughout your life, there's a lot of emotions you're gonna feel. You're gonna be happy, you're gonna feel sadness, you're gonna be horny, you're gonna be confused. But I would say one of the most potent emotions and feelings you'll ever feel that really sticks with you somewhat more than any of the other ones is disappointment. It always sucks when someone you care about is disappointed you, like your parents. Like, you rather them just scold you than be like upset with your behavior, like what you're doing. And it feels bad to be disappointed in someone else or something else. It always is that feeling of like they could have done better, or there could have been more. That all being said, the Rent a Girlfriend series is a series I'm actually quite a big fan of. And I got proof. This isn't like a LARPing situation. These are all real, physical manga volumes. That's real. I bought all of these. These were like $13, $14 a piece. So that being said, much to my dismay, as I continued watching the Rent a Girlfriend series after season 1, which, you wanna know what, I did kind of enjoy. I actually like the premise of Rent a Girlfriend. I think it actually is a series with a lot of potential. I think it could be really interesting. Unfortunately, that is not what ended up happening at all. And the reason I wanted to talk about this today is because I just finished watching season 5 of Rent a Girlfriend. And I don't want to do like a retrospective. I really don't even want to talk about that much of the series. I think this one scene manages to capture like the essence of why Rent a Girlfriend is so disappointing to me and why so many people really, really dislike this series. And that scene would be the climax of the Paradise arc, where Kazuya and Chizuru are being like pseudo discovered. This scene, for me personally, was so painful to watch. I think it's probably like a 30-minute in total, like on screen time. But this took me about, I would say, an hour to get through because I just had to keep putting my fucking head in the pillow and just pausing and just thinking about what am I watching. This is some of the worst shit I've ever seen. As far as the anime goes, this truly is the domain expansion of Rent a Girlfriend. This is just miserable to watch. I can say without a shadow of a doubt, it is the most uncomfortable I have ever felt in this kind of genre of anime, like in a rom-com anime. And I think there's three main reasons of why this is true. Like, there's three reasons in here that not only make this scene terrible, but they kind of bleed into the rest of the series. Like, they're issues that you can find everywhere else. Firstly, the pacing of this scene is fucking awful. It is way, way, way too long. By the time it's at like its midway point, all of the tension is gone. Like, you constantly keep going through flashbacks of other characters, how they think about their relationship and Kazuya. Like, it really does feel like this scene is supposed to have like a bunch of impact. Like, it's supposed to be like a series changing event, like this seismic earthquake that's really going to shake things up. But man, it's like in slow motion. For the most part, Kazuya's grandma is like on her fucking knees for like it feels like an hour. Like, she's down there just looking at a phone, just staring blankly for like a fucking hour. It's ridiculous. The way that no one's talking for like these long periods of time and it's just like dead silence. I don't know, it's just so uncomfortable. And then hearing kind of Kazuya's inner monologue in between this, it's like, dude, grow the fuck up, man. This is season 5, man. And obviously the pacing is not just the problem in this scene. A pacing through the entire series always just seems like everything is like they got their feet in the mud constantly. And to bring this back to just the anime in general, the pacing is so bad. Like, through the entire series, it really feels like they got their feet in the mud. Like, I feel like the last half of season 5 should honestly be about where, like, season 2 should have been, like, in terms of their relationship. Like, it goes so slow. I won't go as far to say as nothing happens, because that kind of irritates me when people say that about anything. I really feel like it very rarely that's the case where just nothing ever happens. But it is so slow that is kind of how it feels sometimes. That you really are just trudging through like this slop of just this never-ending cycle of this guy trying to Stockholm somebody. Alright, so I'll move on. So secondly, no one in this scene has any brain cells. Everyone is reacting and acting just so irrationally. Like, it doesn't really seem like anyone's thinking this through. Like, I think even like a lobotomite could figure out like, okay, in this situation, he's definitely guilty. There's no way that they've ever been together in like in any relation. like these guys are guilty of lying. I feel like you could plop a fucking toddler, like a fetus in there, and it could piece that one together. The fact that everyone just buys that, like, they just kind of didn't want to come out, maybe they're like a little embarrassed about it, is just so lame. Especially when the dad, I'm pretty sure it was Kazuya's dad, like saw him slipping her money, and that kind of just brushed under the rug. Like, they don't bring that up again. And the reason I find this so frustrating, like linking it back to the rest of the series, is that I feel like the characters weren't always this stupid. Chizuru came off at first like her character was supposed to be like intelligent, level-headed, and thoughtful. Okay, but that just seems to be totally gone now. It's like she's just perfectly okay with following along like Kazuya with this ruse. It is just honestly such a betrayal of her character from what it started as. Like, I understand like characters should change like over time in a story, like that's good. Like, I don't think that the main character should be static or anything. Like, this isn't character development, like she's regressing. And the same goes for everyone else. Everyone else here just looks so fucking stupid. The only person really in character here is Kazuya. He is just like the same incel that he's been for the entire series, which it honestly at this point, like, you just have to you got to come to terms with, like, if you're this far in the series, you just got to understand this guy is not fucking changing. But I would say my biggest issue with this scene in the series in general is that there are never any consequences. It is so frustrating that Kazuya never gets punished for anything he does. He just gets fucking rewarded. Like, this did not splinter him and Chizuru. This pushed them further together, which it's so painful to watch this series for so long and spend so much time with it. And it just seems like he kind of just gets a free ride and like a free pass at all times. Like, after this scene concludes, everything kind of just goes back to the status quo. Like, there was no repercussions. Nothing really happened here. Nothing was really accomplished. And that is just so frustrating as a longtime watcher. I mean, for God's sakes, it's a 60 episode series now. I've spent 60 episodes worth of time watching this, and it feels like he just never faces any real consequences. People are always making excuses for him, and more importantly, the plot just seems to reward whatever he does. Like, it's good. Like, his actions are okay, when it's clearly he's a fucking incel. I would say that this is the most detrimental part of Rent-A-Girlfriend, is the fact that he never faces any consequences, he being Kazuya. It is just so frustrating. And then just some little side things about this scene just in specific and kind of just sprinkled throughout the rest of the series. The idea that the fucking terms of service of this Rent-A-Girlfriend site is being treated like the fucking 10 commandments is so weird and odd. Like, maybe in Japanese society it's a bit different. I understand they're more rule-oriented and stuff. But man, it's like, Jesus Christ. Like, your life doesn't depend on this fucking contract, man. To leave this off on kind of like a better note, I do actually like about the scene that you never hear Chizuru's inner dialogue until like the very end, until she kisses Kazuya. I thought that was nice that like you got everyone else's perspective, but like she was sort of like a black box. Like, you don't really know what's going through her head because she's just fucking standing there for like an hour. So I did just see that season 6 is like, did get announced and there will be a season 6. And as painful as these last few seasons have been, I'm still gonna watch season 6. All right, bye.
If you asked me to pick the single worst declaration of love in human history, it would have been this moment here. Well, it was less of a confession